If you walk into our gate, the first thing you'll see is an 8,000 square foot play yard. Having a play yard of that size in a downtown urban area is unheard of. You know that our program is about children playing. We feel that our playground is not only large, but it's very well designed with bike paths and trees and flowers and climbers, places to dig, softer fall zone. Newer research is showing us that the brain learns better when we are allowed to move. We strive to have 2 hours of outdoor playtime a day. An hour in the morning before lunch and an hour in the afternoon after lunch. So my name is Margo Sipes. I am an early educator and child care provider. We serve children as young as 12 weeks old in the infant room to children who are turning 5 and preparing to go to kindergarten. We have about 65 children here in 6 classrooms divided roughly according to age. I think first and foremost, our job here is to develop relationships with the children and their families. I don't think you can take the child in the early childhood spectrum out of their family. My job here is to provide for health, safety, and welfare on the very basic level, and then to encourage the growth and development of children through all aspects of their development, socially, emotionally, cognitively, intellectually, and language-wise, and physically, the whole child and the whole family. When I think about how the use of healthier nutrition and a more physically active programming impacts the children, we see that they grow stronger physically. They develop muscles, they become athletic, they become sharper. At breakfast today we had frozen mangoes and whole wheat bagels and yogurt. We provide enough food to meet the child and adult care food program guidelines, but then we allow children to self-serve and to eat the things they want, encouraging them to try new things.
Satcher, I need you to go back down. We got 3 friends up here right now.
When adults think about going to school, they sort of remember 4th grade. And for people my age, 4th grade was sitting at a desk for 6.5 hours a day, working in dinner sheets. But that's not the way 3- and 4-year-olds learn. They are whole body learners. They've got to move everything. They've got to be up to their elbows in what they're learning. So I know that we have to have enough space for children to be in, to move freely in. We need to let them run and climb and jump and move all the parts of their body. 80% of our day is involved in some kind of active play. There's outdoor time, there's center hallway time, but even in classrooms, our children do not sit in desks. Children are building with blocks. They get up, they move around. So they're up and moving the vast majority of the day. We have very minimal screen time here. We think children are whole body learners. You're not a whole body learner if you're sitting in front of an iPad screen or a computer screen or a TV screen. You're a passive learner. You're not an active learner. High quality childcare is expensive. We are very expensive. Tuition is upwards of $1,800 a month for an infant. It's upwards of close to $1,300 a month for a preschooler. And we have made it a commitment to serving a diverse socioeconomic group of families. We fund about $100,000 out of our operating budget for financial aid every year. It causes us to make some very hard decisions. So we get stuck between this rock and the hard place of paying teachers the wage they deserve for working with children at the time of the largest amount of brain growth and development that happens, and yet pay teachers what we laughingly call a living wage. Doctors save lives. In all honesty, childcare providers save lives too. They create the environment in which life takes hold and grows and develops and is nurtured to its fullest potential. This is a place you can create change. Think about how smoothly that classroom ran this morning. That classroom moved like clockwork. And that didn't happen by accident. That happened through the very active participation of the teachers in that room. And they created change, and change happened. That is the excitement, I think, that keeps you in the field. It's so easy to create the change when you're working with children. It's so much harder to create the change when you're working in public policy. So a big change I'd like to see is for there to be respect, and the tremendous respect that the people who choose this field and who stay in this field deserve. And with that respect should come an appropriate compensation. When I think about my life as a child care provider, and I became a child care provider at 22, it has been the most incredibly creative journey for me. As I look at a looming retirement, it's a little frightening because I've never had a pension. I've never made enough money to put very much away in my own IRA. And it's made me reflect a little bit on whether I did make all the proper choices.